Russian warplane shot down. Russian soldiers shot by kamikaze drone. Desperate soldiers begging for their lives. Drone attacks on trenches. Ambushed Russian units. Soldiers surrendering. Artillery strikes. Soldiers who can't hide from attacks. Stay tuned for more. 2 Russian soldiers were detected hiding under the bridge and using it as a hiding place. Ukrainian FPV drones targeted 2 Russian soldiers. One of the soldiers tried to stop the drone with his foot. The other soldier was targeted by the drone while sleeping. Russian soldiers choose to hide in many different places to avoid Ukrainian drone attacks, but they still cannot escape the attacks. June 15, 2025. A Russian soldier was seen walking alone on a field. When the Russian soldier noticed the Ukrainian drone following him, he made a surrender sign. However, this request was rejected by the Ukrainian forces. The second time, the Russian soldier showed that he was harmless and just wanted to walk and continue. This request was also rejected. The third time, he pleaded for his life, and when he showed that he could follow the drone, the Ukrainian soldiers agreed to take him prisoner. The Russian soldier followed the drone and came to the defensive positions where the Ukrainian soldiers were located. A Ukrainian soldier took the Russian soldier's weapon and took him to their area. Since the beginning of the war, many Russian soldiers have surrendered in this way. However, not every Russian soldier was taken prisoner by Ukrainian soldiers. They make this decision according to the soldier's condition. To support us, you can subscribe, like and comment on the video. June 15, 2025. Russian fighter jet Su-25 was shot down by Ukrainian forces in the direction of Donetsk. Russian soldier targeted by Ukrainian drone tries to stop FPV drone with water bottle in hand, but it's in vain. June 11, 2025. Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jets launched an airstrike on the Russian UAV control center with 2 hammer-guided bombs. In the village of Lysivka, Donetsk region, Ukrainian infantry from the 25th Separate Airborne Brigade, Syczeslaw, carried out a precision mine attack. Using a pair of TM-62 anti-tank mines, they successfully destroyed a building where a group of Russian soldiers were taking shelter. The powerful explosion collapsed the structure, eliminating the Russian military personnel inside. The targeted attack was part of a local clearing operation aimed at reducing the Russian presence in the area. June 10, 2025. The Ukrainian 501st Separate Marine Infantry Battalion destroyed a Russian BMP-3 armored vehicle using an FPV UAV. The armored vehicle did not even know it was so close to Ukrainian positions. The Russian armored vehicle lost its ability to move after the engine compartment was directly damaged by the first kamikaze attack. The vehicle was destroyed by an explosion with the second kamikaze drone attack. June 12, 2025. The Ukrainian 71st Jaeger Brigade carried out a series of FPV kamikaze drone attacks on Russian positions south of the village of Mala Tokmachka, Zaporizhia region. A Russian soldier in a trench panics when a drone attacks him. The kamikaze drone hits very close to the Russian soldier. After the first attack, the soldier is unable to move for a while and then moves again. But the Ukrainian soldiers are determined to fight the drone attack. In the second drone attack, the Russian soldier is seriously injured and dies in the trench. The Ukrainian 3rd Attack Brigade successfully carried out a FPV drone attack on a Russian T-72 tank. Russian soldiers began to flee from the tank that took the first hit from the Ukrainian kamikaze attack, while 2 Russian soldiers got out of the tank and fled. The Ukrainian pilots were determined to destroy the tank completely. The drone launched for a second kamikaze attack successfully hit the Russian tank. The tank was completely destroyed by the 3rd kamikaze attack. The fleeing Russian soldiers did not have many places to hide in this deserted vast area. June 13, 2025. A good example of how uncoordinated the Russian army is. 2 Russian infantry carriers, BMP-2, which were advancing for an attack, near the village of Malinivka, Donetsk region, were noticed by the Ukrainian army. Ukrainian artillery immediately attacked the Russian armored vehicles. Caught in open terrain, the Russian armored vehicles were confused about what to do. First they thought of turning back, then they decided to continue the attack. Although the Russian soldiers immediately got out of the vehicle, it was too late. Artillery fire and mortar attacks rained down on the Russian soldiers. The armored vehicles were destroyed by the accurate artillery fire. None of the Russian soldiers survived. The Russian unit that attacked without air defense support was completely repelled. June 13, 2025. The 414th UAV Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, known as the Magwa Birds, conducted a successful operation against Russian multiple rocket launcher systems deployed in the Donetsk region. The Russian rocket vehicle, BM-21 Grad, was heavily damaged by a kamikaze drone attack. However, this damage was not enough to completely destroy it. As a result of the kamikaze attacks that continued one after another, the Russian rocket system was successfully destroyed completely. The old Soviet-made Grad systems are one of the weapons that the Russian army constantly uses on the front. The destruction of such vehicles by the Ukrainian army reduces the pressure of the Russian army on the front. June 11, 2025. The Ukrainian army spotted Russian logistics vehicles near the village of Novogorovka in the Zaporizhia region. Ukrainian howitzers successfully fired on the area where a large number of ammunition vehicles were located. All vehicles belonging to the Russian army were destroyed. Russian soldiers in the region were also killed in the attack due to the effects of the exploding ammunition. The Ukrainian army continues to attack many logistics routes belonging to the Russian army and deal major blows to Russian forces in terms of logistics. June 14, 2025. Ukrainian special forces are attacking a concentration of Russian military personnel in the village of Yelizavetivka in the Kursk region, a D-30 howitzer firing position, and also the residence of UAV operators. In the first phase of the Ukrainian forces' attack, artillery attacks are carried out on Russian soldiers' shelters. After a lot of artillery fire, the final blow is delivered by FPV drones. Russian soldiers hiding in abandoned houses are losing their lives in the attacks. In the second phase of the Ukrainian forces' attack, there is a Russian howitzer hidden in the forest. The Russian howitzer in the forest is destroyed with very critical shots. The ammunition belonging to the Russian forces explodes together with the howitzer. Russian soldiers were spotted by the Ukrainian 72nd Mechanized Brigade in abandoned villages in the Donetsk region. Russian soldiers were observed by drones for a while. Russian infantry was seen constantly entering and exiting houses. Although the reason for this senseless behavior was unknown, it was seen that they were wearing crown armor. Ukrainian artillery waited for the Russian soldiers to gather in a house and then began firing artillery. Russian soldiers were hit with the artillery fire that started. While the houses they were in were destroyed by the critical artillery strikes of Ukraine, Russian soldiers changed houses. However, since they were observed from the air, every new house they fled to was hit. All Russian soldiers in the region lost their lives to artillery fire during the operation. June 14, 2025. The Ukrainian 46th Air Mobile Brigade carried out an operation that lasted for days against Russian targets using FPV UAVs and artillery fire. The targets in the Kurakov direction were hit one by the Ukrainian army. A large number of Russian soldiers were targeted by fiber optic drones. While many Russian howitzers were hit, many Russian bunkers were also destroyed by drones. Here is a Russian soldier who did not notice the kamikaze drone coming from behind him. The soldier, who was walking without knowing what was going to happen, was shot by drones. In addition to personnel, Ukrainian forces also struck Russian fortified positions, trench systems, and light armored vehicles. FPV drones played a critical role. navigating through narrow corridors and directly hitting enemy shelters and firing points with high accuracy. Ukrainian artillery supported the strikes, delivering relentless firepower to suppress any Russian counteractions and destroy logistics hubs. The operation significantly degraded Russian combat capabilities in the area and disrupted their ability to rotate troops or deliver supplies. Footage from the battlefield shows destroyed equipment, abandoned positions, and the aftermath of precise drone and artillery coordination.